Got Consciousness, Chapter 39, Part 2. I am really, really that big. And so are you. Really. But you don't know that, do you? How could you know that? No one you know has ever told you that before. And if someone did tell you that, well, you might not believe them. You might think them to be a bit cracked. This next part is going to stretch you a little bit. And all of this nature that seems so very real and truly physical is not real at all. It is all a dream. The waking state of nature is found in the non-physical reality of nature, of life. Why? Well, this might seem a tad narcissistic, but I wanted to know myself, so I made the whole thing up so that I could discover myself again and again. It is my nature to create. It is my nature to play hide and seek. I made nature, and nature made me. I know that is sort of odd to hear, to read, and maybe for some of you it seems a little bit of a cop-out, a little too convenient. And for some of you, it will be annoying. Some of you will just reject it. But a few of you are going to really, really get intrigued. You will be looking at nature differently. You will be looking at yourself differently. You will be really, really interested in listening to me. You are a part of nature. You have the ability to know this. You have the ability to make choices with your consciousness. You can choose how you will respond to what you listen to, what you are aware of. When some other self talks to you, you can decide what you will do about it. You have this as part of your nature. You have the ability to change the impulse to hit someone or be mean to them. I know I have mentioned free will quite a bit, but how free is your free will? A lot of what you think and feel has been set in place by your life so far and all that has come before you so far. A lot of the decisions you have been made within the influence of influences that have been set in place by other people, your environment, and so on and so forth. Some of these people who have influenced the influence that influences your free will are no longer alive or were dead before you came into this present life that you are living. Your precious free will is not so free after all. Nature does not care about you, right? This is an attractive version of reality, isn't it? I know that I hear people of your species decide that nature only cares about itself, that the only reason there is some sort of taking care of anyone by anyone else is because nature has built that into our behavior patterns as a means to ensure the survival of the species, which is only because nature seems to do that, at least on this planet. I have heard people say stuff about how life itself is only interested in keeping on at any cost, and that Emotions and feelings are part of the behavioral makeup of your species because of the process called evolution. In and of itself is responsible for the fact that in certain situations you will have some humans who will take care of other humans. I know I have heard over the years many discussions about morality and ethics and compassion and whether or not there is such a thing as right or wrong. You have heard some of these discussions too. Essentially, what it all seems to boil down to is that nature is harsh and that it really is the survival of the fittest, and too bad, so sad, for those who fall by the wayside. There are not a lot of people who seem to care about anything except themselves, and maybe a few who care about some members of their family, but other than that, don't trust anyone, and even the ones you do trust, hey, watch out, because you never know, do you? Nature seems to be more or less out to kill you most of the time, and if you let your guard down, well, you'll end up as someone's breakfast, lunch, and or dinner. Maybe you'll just be a snack, or an appetizer, a teaser for the next main course. And there are creatures who are hungry and who will eat you if they get a chance. Nature is chock full of hungry, determined creatures. Some of them work alone, some of them work in concert with each other. That is their nature. The truth about nature is that it is natural. It does not consult you about what it does. It does not show up to get your approval before it decides to kill you or exterminate you and your entire species. I want you to understand how serious your relationship is to yourself, to your nature, to all of nature.